All right, so here we all are once again, this time in a very different facility and, in fact, in a very different country. I am no longer, of course, playing drums back home on my farm in Ireland. I am, in fact, here in the United States, fully set up and ready to go. So I'm sure you all have a lot of questions in regards to what has transpired over the last year and a half, but I'm sure, as you can see, I have been extremely busy here. So those questions and those things I want to go into detail about this setup and everything that has happened, I do want to go into, but not right now, because honestly, I just want to get back to what I love and know, and that is teaching drums. So when I think about Mark, two words definitely always come to mind, and they would have to be the words time and space. Mark has this beautiful way of just knowing exactly where he wants to place those notes, and sometimes he leaves so much space between one note and the next. And I think that that's super important. You know, sometimes as drummers, we feel like we need to be putting all of these notes in and making things super complex and going super fast. But if we want to be super musical and create a story on this instrument, then we definitely need to gain an understanding of how to create that time and create that feel and space. And he's definitely inspired this particular exercise. And if I just went in and demonstrated the main exercise here, you know, it would probably turn some people away, particularly because of the reading part of this. But please don't let this happen. I'm going to start with the foundation and try to understand that as much as you possibly can. If you don't understand how to read music, please don't let that stop you. If you understand just how things are counted and where the notes are placed with that particular number, then you can definitely create some really unique and interesting things, and you definitely will be able to play this particular exercise and create your own ideas. So let's start with the foundation. So we're going to see this as 16th notes. Okay, first of all, there's going to be 4 different bars. In the first bar, we're going to play the quarter notes, all of the quarter notes. In the second bar, we're going to play all of the E's. In the third bar, we're going to play all of the ands. And in the fourth bar, we're going to play all of the ahs. Okay? So if I play that really slow, I'll play it super slow, and I'll sing out the counting and play as I go. So that's going to sound like this. 1. We're also going to be keeping a left our quarter note pulse with our left foot here, and make sure you do that because it's going to give you a real understanding as to where those notes are lining up and sounding against that quarter note pulse. So it's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E, 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so you can slow that down as much as you possibly want, but I am going to do that here with a metronome, nice and slow. I think we got 75 beats per minute, I believe. Let me check that for you. Yeah, 75 beats per minute. Okay, so nice and slow with a metronome, and that is how this sounds. Do this with me. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So there is that exercise, and I would get super comfortable with that first before moving on. And that right there is just a really cool exercise. Great for your timing, okay? So what we're going to do now is move on. I'm going to add in some independence into this because we're going to be adding in our right foot too. And I'm going to be also orchestrating these notes around the kit, around the toms a little bit. But of course, that will be on the notation as well. So all right, so that is the exercise in its entirety. But of course, then you got to work it up through the tempos. When you do, and you do get comfortable with it, it's going to sound something like this. And so you get the general idea. Now, there is so much you can do with this. You know, you can mess with dynamics with that, bringing up and down the volume. You can orchestrate it differently in whatever way you want. And I am, in fact, now going to be releasing bonus content, and I will be diving into all of that, of course, providing the notation on screen and PDF files. I'm happy to announce that I now have a Patreon account. And if you are a member of that Patreon account, you will be able to access all of that content plus the PDF files that you can download straight to your computer. I will leave a link to that in the description below. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for some time because the website was just becoming a huge, the website was becoming a huge task, and I still do have a 40-hour-a-week job just like everybody else. So this is a way for me to slowly integrate into that world, and I would really appreciate any support that you guys can give me. I think I didn't want to ask. I didn't always have the courage to ask, but now I am. I feel like achieving what I've achieved here, moving to a different country, putting the work in and investing in myself and what I do here to be able to bring you all the best quality content that I can should say a lot. I hope it tells you that I am a hard worker and that my hard work ethic shows, and that my honesty shows through the lessons as well. So I would greatly appreciate that. So there is a link in the description below. I hope that you have enjoyed this particular lesson. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. And I'm delighted to be all reconnecting with you all again. And I will be so happy to see you all back here on the channel. And I'm happy to say for more lesson content very soon. Take care.